Mid-September is here, and it's time to get out the cell cams or just regular trail cameras in general and transition them from field edges and mineral licks to scrapes. Last probably 3 or 4 years I've been putting my cameras over mock scrapes, usually around September 11th or 15th, around there. So I just got off work a little bit ago. I'm gonna head to the woods and I'm gonna put out 3 different camera sites, and I'm gonna take you along on how I make the mock scrapes, and I've had good luck with it, and hopefully if you're watching this, you can give it a try this year and see if it works for you. Here we go. Okay, so I just got out here in the woods. Got the camera set up right here. There's a trail. Can't really see it right now because the deer aren't in here much until probably October. Early October, mid-October. Anyways, the deer come through here and they just travel this pinch right here, because behind me you got a field edge, and then up here it kind of rises up, so they kind of hang right where the ground's flat. But anyways, I actually put a camera out here last year. I usually have it on the field edge, but I found out that it seems like they don't go out there quite as much in the daylight, so I want to see what's moving through here in the daylight and the dark. So right here I got this mock scrape set up. I actually came in here, I don't know, 2 months ago and got it set up, so whenever I come in here today, all I got to do is maybe touch it up a little bit how I want it, and then I rub EverCalm on it, which I think that's the trick, because whenever a deer does come through here, they smell that and they come check it out. Well, then when they come check it out, then they leave their scent and just keeps going on and on. But anyways, I'm going to try to show you guys how I set this up. When you do set up a mock scrape, try to put it in an area where there's been a scrape before. Don't just randomly walk up and put a scrape somewhere. Try to put it in an area where you know they come through. And I usually try to keep it within 100 yards of my stand, so then the bucks are actually frequenting that area, you know, that's close to your stand where you might get a shot. I've never shot a deer out of a scrape. I just usually try to put my cameras out around them, and that gives me an idea of what's coming through there, you know, maybe not in the daylight, but around that area at night or whatever. So alrighty, I'm gonna show you how I put this together. So there wasn't really any good spots. This little limb, I wanted it right here because there's the field edge and there's a big open area right here. You can see it cutting through right through here. That's where they like to go through, right through there. So I got this small tree and I just zip tied a limb hanging over, and I try to keep it about, to me it's waist high. So, and I'm taller, so I don't know, 3.5, 4 feet off the ground. I'd rather have it a little low than too high, because then they got to stretch for it. So you can see I already got the ground kind of scratched open, and I'm gonna go through there and rough that up and get it scratched up and ready to go. So what I'll do is I'll take this EverCalm, and I'll rub this all over this limb here. Don't be shy with it. I'll even rub it down along here some, all around it, to where if a buck comes through here, he's going to smell it, and he's going to rub his nose on it. If you can get one to rub their nose on it, you're good. Another thing I do is I actually take the EverCalm and I scratch a bunch. I get a stick and I scratch a bunch of EverCalm and put it in the scrape too. So if a deer's walking through and they smell that, well then they get their nose up in here and get to scratching around. And then I got a camera right there that's gonna let me know what's in here and how often. But a lot of the times I get nighttime pictures in here, but if they're in here at night on a frequent basis, what I found is I might get them, you know, at 3 in the morning one day, and then the next morning I'm in here hunting and they come through in the daylight. It just depends if you got a hot doe around. So just because you got nighttime pictures, don't get discouraged, because honestly, probably, I don't know, I want to say probably all the bucks that I've shot, I've never got a daylight picture of, but they were in the area and I just happened to get lucky when they were coming through in the daylight. So just because they're not on your camera doesn't mean they're not walking through. So that's pretty well what I do. There's other ways to do it. I know Clint McCoy, he likes to use a blue rope, which I used that last year and had a lot of luck with it. Just being back in here with all the mosquitoes and ticks this morning, I didn't gonna mess with it, but I did put one behind my house. And what that does, it just it just lets you put your scent on something, and then when they rub their scent on it, it likes to stay in there. So anyways, I'm gonna get this camera set up and get out of here, and hopefully we'll start getting some pictures here. So I'm out here at this last spot I'm gonna do for the day. This here's what I was talking to you about, this blue rope. You can get it real keen. What's good about it is you can rub some sort of scent on there, and it likes to stay inside there. And whenever the deer rub on it, they can, I guess their scent stays on it good too. But anyways, I got this scrape here. I used it last year, same exact one, same limb and everything. So all I'm gonna do is rough this ground up a little bit, and then I'll have a camera. I got it sitting here right now, but I'll have it back in the woods a little bit. But one thing for people that like to put cameras on field edges, I don't know about anybody or about anybody else, but I can never find a tree to put my camera on. So got these stick and picks, is what they're called. This is the stick and pick mini, but you just stick it right in the ground and you can adjust it however you want, and it works great. I mean, I've had real good luck with it. One time a tree limb fell and knocked it over, but that's gonna happen, you know. So, but anyways, gonna rub some EverCalm on here and set this camera up and hopefully start getting some pictures here soon. Well, I'm pretty glad right now these beans are still green, because here in a couple weeks when season opens up, they'll still be in here and they won't have them cut. I found out last year, as soon as they cut the beans, I didn't have any luck seeing bucks in the daylight. So gonna start rubbing this thing down with EverCalm, and hopefully here in a couple days start getting some pictures. Okay, so that's a wrap for today. Got 3 cameras hung, 3 scrapes made, and I'm pretty excited. I'm chomping at the bit. Got a couple weeks till season. Got some good deer on camera, some good spots that I haven't even ran cameras yet. So all I can say is I'm just very thankful that I can actually do this stuff. Friend of mine, Todd Pringnitz, he passed away this winter, and it's a really eye-opener. It shows you that you got to get out and do the things that you really care about, and you never know how many days you got left. So pretty well the whole team of White Knuckle Productions is dedicating their season this year to Todd. So we're giving it everything we got. We're putting in the time, shooting arrows, putting cameras, checking stands, and here in just a couple more weeks, we're gonna be seeing if all this hard work paid off. And, we know he's looking over us, so we're pretty excited for this upcoming season and what we're gonna try to bring to you. So stay tuned. Hopefully next time you guys see me, I'll be in a deer stand.